What's good, Internet? My name is attackslug, and welcome back to my Let's Play of WWE Day of Reckoning 2. Yesterday, Rey Mysterio, the return of Rey Mysterio, taking me out, and I guess I'm no longer in that tag team with RVD because we lost our tag team titles to Eddie and Booker. Now, you would think we should have a rematch clause, but I don't know. We'll see how it goes here on today's episode on this fine Friday. To smile. Smile. I had surgery on my knee 6 times. Rey Mysterio, last week at Survivor Series, your actions cost Slug and RVD, your former partner, the WWE Tag Team Championships. Thanks to your, well, uncharacteristic actions, Eddie Guerrero and Booker T are the new champs. While I personally would compliment you for taking action, word on the street is that many folks seem confused by your actions. Would you care to elaborate on why you got involved last week? Coach, I'll tell you exactly why I got involved. I've been in the WWE for many years now, and all along I've always heard the same things. You're too small, Rey. You wear that weird mask, Rey. You can't beat the heavyweights, Rey. I've proven myself on SmackDown. I've been a Cruiserweight champ and a Tag champ, and yet I still hear that disrespectful garbage every single day. I have to live with it, and I'm not going to lie to you, Coach. It eats away at me. So a few weeks ago, RVD and I were #1 contenders for the WWE Tag titles, and I got taken out. If that's how the champs wanted to play, fine. I can live with that. But what I couldn't live with is the fact that I lost my spot. Teddy Long gave my spot to Slug, you feel me? On his first night on SmackDown, and then he and RVD won those titles. Coach, I have to fight an uphill battle every day to get any respect in this business, and I still got cold punked like that. But I've worked too long and too hard to lose title opportunities that way, to get disrespected like that. What did I ever hear from RVD and Slug since then? We miss you, Rey. Get well soon, Rey. Well, I didn't just get well. I got even, yo. Now none of us have the Tag Team Championships. That's okay, sure. Well, I'd say that certainly explains things, and tonight, it seems that Slug is looking to even the score. He's requested a one-on-one match with you tonight. Are you going to take him up on that offer? I'm not afraid of him or anyone, Slug. I'll see you out there, dog. You're the man now, dog! If anything, Rey Mysterio should be upset that I basically stole his entire entrance. That is just thievery on my part. And, you know, good times. So here we are on Friday. I have once again ditched the Xbox One controller for a PS4 controller because at least I know the right stick here won't screw me over and turn heel and drift for no reason at all. So there is that bit of BS. I gotta actually readjust to having a PS4 controller for this game, which, you know, was a GameCube game, but that's a whole different discussion. Anyway, it is Friday. There is wrestling stuff to discuss here. Speaking of discussions, there is things and stuff, as I try to get a grapple here on Mysterio. He's very just spry and wiry and hard to get a hold of, clearly. First and foremost, we have an update on Primo. Now, there have been those rumors the past, I don't know, week or so. It's like, oh, Epico and Primo are going to leave their, you know, ask for their release, etc., etc. And it turns out that Primo has a knee injury. So, I guess those rumors were unfounded to a certain degree. And we had already discussed here on this show that the Epico thing was that he had a shirt shop on ProWrestlingTees.com since, like, January, December, so way before these rumors had ever started. So that was kind of not the case there. So anyway, yeah, it seems like knee injury for Primo. We had seen Epico in that Independence Day Battle Royal on SmackDown, so that's kind of where that is. And Mysterio here is not. I mean, part of it's me having to play with a new controller, and that's always a bit, you know, just meshes up your rhythm a little bit, because I'm mashing on the X button now, not the A button, but I don't know, I'll get used to it, I always do. But Mysterio here definitely giving me a run for my proverbial, Monet. But, so, there is another tidbit here, another bit of, I'm hitting A, I'm pretty sure it's A. Come on, Mysterio, really? another bit of an indication that the that the
1, 2, 3.
I was hitting what? Unless the A button is something else, I'm not mapped properly. But the A is grapple, right? And X is grapple. So why did Mysterio mysteriously whoop my behind here in this? Look, I don't want to go back to the other controller. If I have to, I have to. But this is kind of frustrating. Anyway, some more evidence that the Nintendo Switch version of 2K18 does exist. There was a GameStop page, I want to say, not Italy, Ireland. It was GameStop Ireland briefly had a page up early in the morning and then took it down. But if you search for that product number, that page still shows itself in the Google listing. So the page is gone. It was not up long enough to get archived, so there aren't any screenshots of the page itself. But if you go to the GameStop thing, you can totally, or you go into the Google search, and I put it up on my Twitter, you can see that there was a page for that version of the game. So hey, more evidence that it might exist, and you know, I'll be curious to see what that is if and when they reveal it, if it is actually a real product, and if it is just a downgraded version of what's on PS4, Xbox One, or if it's something else entirely. I don't know. I'm curious. I would, because if they put something else together, that could be cool. Like, I would like to say, hey, a more arcade version of a wrestling game could be cool on the Switch. I'd appreciate that. But, you know, as with all things, we'll see. It could be a lot of things. Who knows? Who knows? Anyway, there is that. Nope. There we go. Nope. Rey Mysterio. Controller or no controller, giving me a run for my Monet here on this show. I'm gonna have to go back to that Xbox One controller here, because this is messing me up. I'm hitting the right buttons, I'm hitting the same buttons, so I don't know what the deal is. Punch you in the... I punched him. I was right there and I punched him. That's... Alright, video game. Like, I'm mashing on the button, and it's, like, not acknowledging it or whatever, and I don't understand why it's not acknowledging it. But I'm looking like a fool here today. Like a fool. There was one other tidbit I'd seen about the fighting styles thing in 2K18, in that they will only be applicable to the My Player, My Career characters. So, don't worry about, like, was in 08 that had all the fighting styles and people didn't like that. So it's not in the main roster, you know, the regular roster. It is definitely the... I'm mashing on X, and... No, that can't... Alright, I'm changing controllers. This is nonsense. Let's try this again. It shouldn't make a difference that I'm using a different controller, or, you know, the same one, and, like, obviously, it's the one I'm used to at this point that only ever screws me in tag matches because of the right stick drift, because it's not an issue here in singles matches. But why is Mysterio so good? I mean, obviously he's really good in real life, but in this version of the... What are you doing, Ray? What are you doing? That should be a DQ. Anyway, our biggest news story of the day is this massive data breach that happened with something involving WWE. And it doesn't appear to be network stuff, but there were 3 million. There was a database of 3 million, is what happened. And it apparently was on an Amazon server, and had no password, and was not encrypted in any way. It was being stored in plain text. Like, the worst IT thing you could do is store your stuff in plain text with no password on a website that was on an Amazon server. So, I don't know who was in charge of IT, but someone's getting fired, because that's a criminally negligent bit of business. So, it was names, it was ethnicities, it seemed like survey information for, like, you know, when WWE.com has those surveys. That's what it seemed like. Birthdays, you know, that kind of thing. Not information that, you know, would... Nothing financial is the important part, but still enough information that, you know, if someone were to get it and try to use it, could be an issue etc., etc. So, now see, there's the stick drift. I don't want to face referee, ever. I'm trying to grapple Ray, and he's so slippery. Okay. Okay. Let's see if we can't make this match happen in my favor, and not Mysterio's favor, who is just being so very reversal heavy in this bit of business. Power slam. Boom. Stop mud hole. Walk it dry. So yeah, whoever was in charge of having that information on that database on the Amazon server, it's not Amazon's fault, because they didn't encrypt it, first thing, and they didn't put a password on it. So those two things would have made a big difference had they done that. So look, I can already tell you from personal experience that WWE's security for their internet stuff is not great, considering I had my network account hacked a couple years back, and that was legit. That was not for, hey, I'm making a video for YouTube. That actually happened, and I was not happy about that. Had to go get a new bank card and everything else, and I got refunded. But yeah, that was a problem, and so they've had a problem with their IT. Don't you break that? Oh, don't you break that! With their IT security for a while now. So I'm not surprised, but also I could have had Mysterio there, and I should have dragged him, and I thought I would have enough space there for a pinfall, but didn't have it. So how about a bit of Splash Mountain, the cross bomb. That isn't a break, but the other one was. Okay, sure, video game, I believe you. I'll just do it again, or no, I hit a power bomb and whatever. Yeah, so, like, if my account on the network got hacked and I use a different password for literally everything, right, then I know that their commitment to cybersecurity is not exactly the most heartening thing in the world. So this is not surprising to me in any event. Anyway, that took me a couple tries to put away Rey Mysterio. That's kind of a shame, but is what it is. And now I'm back on the Xbox One controller because for some reason the PS4 controller was not working for me. Okay, I have two options here, and for those of you who have watched this show in the past, my first option is to get back into a tag team, and no. My second option is to say, that takes care of Mysterio. If he wants those tag titles, yeah, go ahead, have at it. I don't care. I want that U.S. title, so it's time for the Big Show. But the Big Show will have to wait until tomorrow, because I am in a huge hurry today to get a lot of stuff done. It is most unfortunate, so my apologies for a bit of a short one today. I will hopefully get something a bit longer tomorrow. We'll see. This whole weekend is going to be a mess, so there is that. Oh, also, they have announced Wrestling Revolution 3D, those mobile games. There's going to be on Steam as of July 20th, so hey, maybe I'll play those. But definitely next week, Fire Pro Wrestling World is going to happen in either both video form, live streaming. I don't know. That's definitely on my agenda, on my calendar for next week. Look forward to those for, you know, some non-WWE wrestling game coverage. So until then, and until next time, and as always, I'm attackslug. Thanks for watching. More videos every day, and I'll see you next time right here on this channel, and I'm out.